For today's topic that we are going to discuss is all about simple interest. Interest is the amount paid or earned for the use of money. Basically, it is the cost of borrowing money. It is usually represented as a percentage and is also the amount added to the principal amount borrowed. Example, borrowing a large sum amount of money from a bank with a 10% interest rate. Simple interest is the amount of interest charged on a sum of a given rate and for a given period of time. It is an interest that is computed only on the principal amount over a certain period of time. It is calculated by multiplying the rate, principal amount, and the time. To calculate for the simple interest, we must have three values to satisfy its formula. Firstly, the principal amount. This is the total amount of money borrowed or invested on the origin date. Second, the time. This is a certain length of a period of time where the interest applies. And lastly, the rate of the interest. This is the annual rate, usually in percentage. This is charged by the lender, or the rate of increase of the investment. The formula for simple interest is I is equal to P times R times T, where I is equal to simple interest, P is equal to the principal amount, R is equal to the rate of the interest, and T is equal to time that should be expressed in years. To calculate the rate of the given, it must be computed as R divided by 100 to remove the percentage sign. Now we know that the formula for simple interest is I is equal to P times R times T. If the situation has missing values, they are derived formulas that are devised to find a specific value, as they are as follows. Time is equal to the simple interest all over to the principal amount times the rate of interest. The rate is equal to the simple interest all over the principal amount times time times 100. The principal amount is equal to the maturity value all over 1 plus rate times time. Simple interest can also be derived, where simple interest is equal to the maturity value minus to the principal amount. The principal amount is equal to the simple interest all over to the rate of the interest times time. Now, we are going to solve some examples. Example problem number 1. How much interest is charged when 45,000 pesos is borrowed for 3 years at an annual interest rate of 15%? Given that the principal amount is 45,000 pesos, the rate of the interest is 15%, and the time is 3 years. Using the formula, simple interest is equal to the principal amount times rate times time. We substitute the values to the formula, and we have 20,250 pesos. Thus, the simple interest charged is 20,250 pesos. Example problem number 2. James invested a certain amount at a 5% interest rate per year. After 3 years, the interest he received amounted to 9,000 pesos. How much did he invest? Given that the simple interest is 9,000, the rate is 5%, and the time is 3 years, we are tasked to solve for the principal amount. Using the principal amount formula, that is simple interest divided by the rate times time, and substituting the values in the formula, we get 60,000 pesos. Therefore, James invested 60,000 pesos. Example problem number 3. After 2 years and 3 months, Isabella earned a simple interest of 7,600 pesos from her 170,000 pesos investment in a company. What was the annual interest rate given to her? Given that the simple interest is 7,600 pesos, the principal amount 170,000 pesos, and the time is 2 years and 3 months, which will be convertible to 2.25 years. Using the rate formula, R is equal to I divided by P times T times 100, and we substitute the value to the given formula, we now have a rate of 1.986928%, or we round up to two decimal places, which is 1.99%. Hence, the rate will be 1.99%. Maturity or future value is the sum of the principal and the interest. This is the amount after 2 years that the lender receives from the borrower on the maturity date. The maturity date is the date on which the money borrowed or loan is to be completely paid. This is the end of term. In solving for the maturity value, we have the following formulas. The maturity value is equal to P plus I, or P plus PRT, or P open parenthesis 1 plus RT close parenthesis, where F is the maturity value or the future value, I is the simple interest, P is the principal amount, R is the rate of the interest, and T is the time that should be expressed in years. Now, we are going to solve some examples. Sample problem number 4. Find the maturity value if 1 million pesos is deposited in a bank at an annual rate of 0.25% after 1 year. To directly solve for the maturity value, we can use the formula F is equal to P open parenthesis 1 plus RT close parenthesis, and then we substitute the values in the formula. We have the maturity value is equal to 1,02,500 pesos. Therefore, the maturity value in the problem will be 1,02,500 pesos. Sample problem number 5. Find the maturity value if 450,000 pesos is deposited in a bank at an annual rate of 10% after 5 months. Another method can be used when simple interest is found first. Solving for the simple interest, we have simple interest is equal to the principal amount times rate times time. After substituting the values in the formula, we have simple interest is equal to 18,750 pesos. The maturity value can be solved by using the formula of adding the principal amount with the interest, or F is equal to P plus I. After substituting values in the formula, we have the maturity value is equal to 468,750 pesos. Now, to recap everything we have learned earlier, the formula for simple interest is I equal to P times R times T. There are derived formulas that are devised to find a specific value if the situation has missing values. In solving for the maturity value, we can use the following formulas. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our social media accounts.